move up to civil on a seniority track. People don't know that, but that's the truth of the matter. And so now they're doing it to where you can do civil and criminal. So I would like to have a criminal and civil document.
On both sides.
And both sides.
My name is Duranda Lincoln, and I'm a licensed clinical social worker. The crime rate in Baton Rouge has been, violent crime rate has been 944, which is 247% higher than the national average. Many of these crimes are being committed by young individuals, young adults, and adolescents. I'm sure going around into the community you have seen that there are some situations where families are in situations where they are either impoverished or do not have the resources needed to just keep their families safe. What can you do as a judge in the 19th Judicial District Court to bridge the gap between families and government and the judicial system to help reduce the crime rate among our young individuals?
We got to get the churches back involved. That's a big thing. We have to do that, you know, because it starts at home and it starts at the church. I remember when I was growing up, we had like some enrichment programs and things like that with the church and different organizations, and that was what kept us out of trouble. And we got to impress upon parents how extracurricular activities are important for their children. The statistics show that if a child is involved in extracurricular activities, the less likely they are to commit crimes or have deviant behavior. Another thing we have to do is kind of focus on the talents of the children, because I feel like a lot of times people are not looking at who they are and what they're good at and their talents, and then that just falls by the wayside. So if you have a gift and nobody knows it, you just lose it, and then what you do, you turn to whatever you used to see with some nonprofits, and they're gonna come into my courtroom and be like a signature program, like for pretrial.
There has been a lack of resources for citizens with mental health issues, mental health needs. And because of that, because of the many years, those resources have been taken away and decreased. While though our current mayor and persons in the area, there have been new resources, but there's still a lack. So we know that citizens are still being incarcerated because there's still much lack. What can you do? What are your ideas? What are your thoughts as a judge?
I have family members who have suffered from mental illness, so I'm passionate about that as well. What I noticed is that in my experience as a staff attorney, what needs to be done more is at the level of arrest, you got to start asking the questions then. You got to start doing a full-on assessment of their family history, everything, to be able to see a whole picture and a whole view, right? Because that's at the pretrial level. Prescribe is counseling. You can prescribe mental health treatment and things like that as a condition of that person's bond. And I've seen that happen in so many instances in the courthouse. Like, you know, they will go to, it's a rehabilitation center. They would always go there. Some defendants will go there. The problem is we're not asking the questions and looking at the person as a whole person. That's a problem. Nobody's asking the questions, so they're looking at the judge to be the third eye. You know, and I made the comment the other day on the show. A guy could be sitting, having an arrest situation, and he's like maybe facing like 6 months. But I'm trying to figure out why you got a possession charge with a Schedule 2, you know? You got a Schedule 2 control dangerous substance, and I'm trying to figure out why do you have this? Do you need counseling? Are you a dealer? Or what is it? You know, I could ask the question and it'd be like, he's doing drugs because like 3 months ago he saw somebody that he was close to die or get shot down, so he didn't have the proper grief counseling. So we gotta really just look at the whole person. Now, I'm not saying he shouldn't be punished for what they've done. There are consequences, but there is an element that we can rehabilitate somebody. And but if they can't be rehabilitated and they're refusing to be rehabilitated, then that's when we have to prescribe punishment. But that's why you gotta work at it at the pre-trial level, because justice is not it's not a one-size-fits-all situation. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Ms. Allen. I'm Michelle Dennis. And so I had another question, but her question was so good, I wanted to piggyback off of that. So I'm a nurse by profession now. I serve as Dean of Nursing, but one of the things when I was working bedside was as an ER nurse, we implemented putting social workers and case managers in the ER to reduce recidivism, just people just coming in because, oh, I have a toothache or this is hurting, instead of